Now, it is amazing. I'm standing on the Poughkeepsie Bridge, where back in the 70s I operated large freight trains between Maybrook and New Haven. Maybrook was about 40 miles from here, and New Haven was about 90 miles from here. And the trains had a speed of 12 miles an hour over the bridge. It required quite a bit of skill to operate these freight trains. When we were coming from Maybrook, we'd be going about 40 miles an hour, and then we'd have to brake the train and get it down to 12 miles an hour when we reached the bridge. And you had to be very careful braking the train, because if you had a lot of jerking with the brakes and the speed, you would break the knuckles between the cars, and then the train would go in emergency, and it would require a lot of work to have to get the train back together. So you'd have to there was a grade coming down into the bridge, and then when you got out a little ways on the bridge, it went uphill again. So you had to keep the train fairly well stretched if possible, so that you wouldn't get any undue jerking. And we'd have to use 7 minutes on the bridge at 12 miles an hour. Now these trains would be 100 to 150 freight cars in length. So you were talking about a train 1.5 miles to 2 miles. Now the bridge was 212 feet over the Hudson. And I remember on many occasions dropping a coffee cup out the window of the locomotive and watching it drop all the way down into the Hudson. And there was also tracks down there, which was the New York Central Railroad tracks. And in later years, I operated trains from New Haven to Selkirk, and we went up along the Hudson under the old Poughkeepsie Bridge, where I operated trains from Maybrook. 24-hour period, there would be about 6 to 8 freight trains would operate over the bridge. And at each end of the bridge, there was a guard on duty. And after each train went over the bridge, the guard would have to patrol the entire bridge in case of fire. From braking the train, sometimes a spark would create the ties to be on fire, and you have to be very careful. I used to also operate coal trains that came out of Maybrook going to New Haven. Now these coal trains were very difficult to handle, and it required a lot of experience on the engineer's part, because the coal train consisted of about 100 cars, and each car was 100 tons, so you were talking about 10,000 tons on a coal train. And some engineers, that made them very nervous to operate them, in case that they'd get away from them or that they wouldn't be able to sufficiently brake them. 3 years ago this very day, I left the port of Cork, and on a ship from Old Erin's Isle I landed in New York. The devil a soul to meet me there, stranger on a shore, but I wore an honest Irish hat, and fortunes came galore. And here I am back again from dear Old Erin's Isle. My friends, they'll meet me on the cane, they'll greet me with a smile. And those faces there I surely forgot, for I was so long away. But my mother, she'll introduce them all. This is what she'll say. Shake hand with your Uncle Mike, me boy. Shake hand with your sister Kate. And there's the girl you used to swing down on the garden gate. Shake hands with all the neighbours, and kiss the colleens all. You're as welcome as the flowers in May, dear old Donegal.